Hello, Grand Blink. I'm Jonathan Carmody, and I'm the new host of GBH TV's The Locker Room. Without further ado, let's jump into the very first episode. The Lady Cats enter the kingdom of Walled Lake Northern in hopes of vanquishing an old conference foe. Rather than the Knights dying from bubonic plague, they suffer the fate of a wild bobcat attack. Their castle was invaded by said bobcats, and the Black Knights were never to be seen again. A few days later, they took care of some housework. Little did they know they were inviting pesky little chargers into their house. The Lady Cats took care of the chargers by unleashing an elite player known as Zeta Lacey. Even if she wasn't a top scorer, she still gave the chargers an unintended side effect of PTSD. The giggling schoolgirls stood no chance against the pack of bobcats. The Lady Cats become increasingly powerful every week. Girls bowling took a bit of an early stumble, losing to Midland 7-23 with Leah Williams taking the high game of 229. They played again on Saturday against Powers. Boys bowling won 20-10 with Caden Hunter bowling 222 and Hunter Fletcher bowling 191. The girls wiped the floor with the Chargers with a crushing 29-1 victory over Powers as well. Leah Williams bowled 202 and Morgan Kuhn bowled 173. Honestly, anything these boys and girls can do for bowling is astonishing. I'd be lucky if I can bowl over 100 in a single game. First, the men in singlets traveled to Swartz Creek for team districts. Like an NFL mascot tackling a youth football player, they tackled districts with ease, shutting out Carmen Ainsworth and nearly defecating Swartz Creek. Congratulations, gentlemen, on winning your district. However, their story doesn't end there, as their next challenge was individual districts on Saturday. Grand Blanc sent 13 wrestlers to Bay City and all 13 qualified for regionals. Is that right? Wow. Alrighty then. So in their respective weight divisions, Brody Kemper placed first, Tarek Engelter placed second along with Charles McCloskey, Connor Humphrey, Cale Ramaya, and Eugene Durbin. Jackson Turnbull placed third along with Devin Miller, Griffin Redmond, Amir Hatcher, Caleb Kemper, and Seth Dominguez. Will Miller placed fourth. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a very successful week. Poor ski team. They were supposed to have 3 events in 4 days. Unfortunately, 2 of them won't happen and 1 will be rescheduled. As of right now, regionals are next Wednesday and the divisional championship is next Thursday. Both events are weather permitting. My condolences to the hockey team this week. Rather than stomping on the poor farmer boys from Lapeer, they were the unfortunate doormat for second-ranked Heritage. The Black and Red Brigade stood no chance against the Mighty Hawks. They found the net just once, and they were mercied 9-1. 2 days later, they picked themselves back up to face the mighty Blue and Silver Warriors. They found the net twice that night, but were chased out by the native tribe. They fell to Walled Lake Western 7-2. Boys Swim and Dive traveled to Saginaw to take on the Mighty Hawks and the Midland Chemics. They came away with a win over Heritage and a loss to Midland as well. They look to regroup as their eyes are set on winning the Saginaw Valley League in 2 weeks. Cheerleaders, you are once again hanging with the elites. You're ranked 6th in the state and you won your own Bobcat Cheer Classic. It should come as no surprise that you ladies win the SVL as well. You may think that the journey up to this point was treacherous, but it's a cakewalk compared to what's up ahead. Good luck, ladies. We hope to see you in Grand Rapids.
And now for our feature presentation.
Another glorious game of basketball is played between the two schools as Thomas's boys are poised to set the Orange Crush in place with a satisfying victory and hopes of keeping the Valley team alive. Sure, the Chargers have won 3 in a row, but this is a team that feeds off inferior and helpless teams. Even when they're not, they're losing to them. The only good pieces on this team are Pretty Boy Lobsinger and an inconsistent Potlid. The time is now, boys. Excommunicate the blue and orange. Honestly, this was probably the best night of basketball I've seen all season. The freshmen pummeled Powers, the JV lost a very close one in overtime, and the varsity dominated from the start. With high energy, a full house, and amazing plays, it turned out to be an amazing game. A game Powers surely won't forget. Less than 24 hours later, Thomas's boys were back at it against the Eagles from Ferndale. JV came back from halftime down 10 to win by 25, and varsity won a hard-fought game 84-76. JV team was led by Austin Perry with 12 points, and Matthew Wisniewski with 10 points. The freshman sensation, along with Rice and Beans, each scored 22. Gibbons put up 17, and Mark Miller put up 10. And now for the bonus segment of today's episode. On Wednesday, February 6th, Grand Blanc High School had the honor of hosting National Signing Day. 23 athletes from the class of 2019 all signed their letter of intent. Some signed from colleges like Stanford to Butler and from Northwestern to Arizona State. GBH-TV was fortunate enough to catch up with some of these talented athletes.
I just went on my visit. The coaches was honest with me. They showed me the whole places, all the facilities. And then, talking about the former players, I talked to DeAndre and I talked to Bart, and they really just told me how it is up there, and the coach gonna be real with you, and I really fell in love with the university.
First thing is that it was close to home. It was fun. The fact that Allie was going there, and the girls on the team are great. And I like the coaches. So.
Well, I went on 5 visits to different schools, and out of all of them, I just thought that Northwestern was the best academic and athletic fit. So.
How did you manage to balance academic and athletic while excelling in both?
When you have an athletic schedule and it's kind of laid out, it's really easy to fit in homework in certain spots and schedule your time better.
Quite a few people seem confused. You had all these D1 offers that you decided to go D2. Why so?
I just feel like you got to go to a place where you're comfortable at, no matter the division, just where the coaches love you at. I wanted to go somewhere where I like them and they like me too, not just because it's D1. I feel like that was a big part of it.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of GBH-TV's Locker Room. Make sure to tune in next week as boys and girls basketball will look to take on the Davison Cardinals. Boys and girls skiing will finally hit the slopes at Pine Knob, and competitive cheer will travel to Lake Orion for districts. All that and more here on GBH-TV's The Locker Room.